Today, we are not sitting across from just a writer. We are facing a man who showed humanity at its weakest and at its most dangerous on the same stage. He wrote Kings and Criminals, Love and Betrayal. 400 years have passed, yet we still recognize ourselves in his words. This is William Shakespeare. Welcome, Mr. Shakespeare. When we look at how people behave, love, fight, and betray each other today, if all of this had been this visible in your time, how would it have affected what you wrote?
It would have changed the surface, not the core. I always observed people. Back then, there was a stage. Now, there is a screen. Human nature did not change. It simply became more visible and less able to hide.
If today's social media world had existed in your era, would it have helped you understand people better, or would it have misled you?
People confuse performance with truth, but even performance reveals something real. On stage and on screens, people show who they wish to be.
Power and ambition are dangerous forces in your work. If today's political leaders, celebrities, and public figures had existed in your time, would you have written about power more harshly?
I would have written more openly because power today is more visible, but the truth remains. Power does not corrupt. It magnifies what already exists.
You wrote love as something deep and destructive. If today's fast relationships, quick attachments, and sudden breakups had existed in your time, would your view of love have changed?
No, only my tragedies would have been shorter. Love stayed the same. People became impatient. Love moves slowly. Humans rush.
Social media today often feels like a stage. If this stage had existed in your era, how would you have seen it?
I would see it as a larger theater, but a less honest one. Everyone performs, everyone wants to be seen. Yet when the curtain falls, they no longer know who they are.
Influencers, actors, and musicians are role models today. If this culture had existed in your time, what would have been different?
Very little would change. People have always watched those on stage. The danger now is this. Performers forget they are being watched. That is when they become powerful and reckless.
You often avoided happy endings. If today's culture of feel-good stories had existed in your time, would you still have made the same choice?
Yes, I would make the same choice. I never tried to comfort the audience. I tried to wake them. Happy endings relax people. Tragedy forces them to think.
If people in your time had said, "You are too dark, too pessimistic," how would you have answered?
I'm not pessimistic. I'm honest. Human nature is not bright. Saying that is not darkness. It is truth.
People repeat the same mistakes, century after century. If today's access to information had existed in your era, would anything have changed?
No, nothing would change. Knowledge increased. Wisdom did not. People still believe. They are the exception. Mistakes are old. Only the packaging is new.
Your heroes are always flawed. If today's obsession with perfection and image had existed in your time, how would you have responded?
I would write them even more flawed. Perfection is a lie. People recognize themselves in imperfection.
Truth and lies are easily mixed today. If this world had existed in your time, would your hope for humanity have faded?
No, my hope would not fade. Truth always leaks through. The more it is buried, the more violently it returns.
We often see people today who know everything, but feel nothing. If this type of person had existed in your era, how would you have written them?
I would write a tragedy, someone who speaks endlessly, shares endlessly, yet remains alone. The audience would recognize themselves immediately.
If today's celebrity culture had existed in your time, would fame have affected you?
No, fame would not affect me. Applause is temporary. Silence is honest. I cared about what remained after the stage went dark.
Jealousy remains destructive today. If jealousy had not existed in your time, what would your plays have looked like?
I would have very little to write. Jealousy is the most dangerous emotion because it believes it is justified.
People today seem to be constantly performing. If this behavior had existed in your era, how would you have portrayed them?
I would portray them the same way. Performing is safer than being real. Masks have existed for centuries.
There is endless debate today about whether love liberates or enslaves. If this debate had existed in your time, what would your answer be?
Love is always a risk. With the wrong person, it enslaves. With the right one, even chains gain meaning.
People say power changes a person. If today's examples of power had existed in your time, would your view change?
No, my view would not change. Power does not change people. It reveals what they were hiding.
If today's cancel culture had existed in your era, would it have surprised you?
No, it would not surprise me. Crowds have always enjoyed throwing stones, only now the stones are digital.
In your view, is humanity's greatest tragedy still the same today?
Yes, it is the same, judging others without knowing oneself. This play never ends.
Looking at young people today from your own time, what single sentence would you leave them with?
Do not assume everyone is watching you, but never underestimate yourself. The stage is large. The role is yours.
Today, we spoke with William Shakespeare. Perhaps he reminded us of one simple truth. Human nature does not change. Only the stage does. Thank you for sharing this moment with us, and thank you, Mr. Shakespeare. In our next episode, we'll sit across from another figure who challenged the world in their own way. See you next time.